Okay. In the bottom right-hand side, playing for Team GDAT. It is the player who's actually going into this slightly favoured. It is Hanson. And his opponents in the top left-hand corner, playing for Team Air. It is the mighty and powerful Abathoor. He will indeed adapt to conquer. Okay, so this map's interesting. It looks like the natural expansion's here. There's no ramp into the wide choke. And then there's... I don't know if there's anything blocking this base. We'll see. The gateway coming down. Hatch first into, presumably, gas pool. Unless Abathoor's being really cheeky and going for a second expand before pool. He might be. We will get to see whether you can actually be... whether you can actually do the thing or not. Oh yeah, it's just a decoration. Okay, that's fine. What the hell is this? What is this? He's gone 3 base before pool. What? Okay. Okay, this is officially dangerous territory. He's gone double expand gas pool. I really hope this isn't happening because Abathoor forgot that he could... that he had to build a pool. I really hope he hasn't just forgotten to build it. Because I'm perplexed by this build. Maybe he's just assuming this is a very, very long map, and therefore it's fine. And, yep, there we go. Hanson sees the pool go down. And at this point, like, Hanson has a gateway. Hanson makes a zealot and walks it across the map and just does horrifying damage with it? Question mark? Or is it just too far? Feels like it might be too far. Anyway. So. Abathoor going for this third base. I feel like this third base actually is safer. Because you can just pop your army here. Rather than having to cover this angle and this angle. I suppose you could put it, yeah, you could put your army here and then just maneuver it slightly to go either there or back up. We'll see. The pool's nearly done. And Abathoor has enough money to make speed immediately, but I suspect he won't. I suspect Queens are the priority. There we go. Abathoor getting on top of that peeping spot. And yes, it is a peeping spot. First time seeing 3 hats before pool. Not first time. Just first time in a long time. Okay, so the Adept's coming across the map. Despite the fact that he knows there's enough Lings out to kill him. The probe's dead. So the Adept's going in. And the Adept will get a couple of kills, I guess. Two dead workers, I guess. But he ain't getting any more. Okay. So Abathoor fairly securely on 3 bases now, and actually in a much better position, I think, than he realizes, because yes, there are oracles on the way, and Abathoor should be able to tell that just by looking. Like, if you actually look at the... Hang on, I need to zoom in properly for this. If you actually look at this, you can see what unit's being built. You can see the structure of it. Which means that he will know that that's an oracle. Obviously, I can see it because there's a big old overlay in front of it, but Abathoor doesn't have the big old overlay. He just gets to see the thing being made. Which in this case is much the same. There is, however, a large flood of Lings coming across the map, and I have to wonder, is that enough to breach the front? I don't think it is. Maybe. He's definitely doing a lot of damage to this gateway. And the cyber core. That's the important bit. If the cyber core goes down, it's going to get very difficult to stop this. And I don't think that's a solid wall. Okay, that's a solid wall now. That's definitely a solid wall now. Is there a cyber core on the way? There is not, which means this is going to be problematic. Abathoor is basically going to take down the cyber core and win from there, I think. Because yes, there's a shield battery, and that's nice, I guess. And with this shield battery overcharge on, the units are going to trade favorably. But there's just so many goddamn Zerglings because off the 3 base. There's so many! And that's game. In the bottom left-hand side, playing for Team G-Dat, it is the Protoss powerhouse, Hanson. And in the top right-hand side, the Zerg who's trying on different clothes today, it's Airs Abathoor. And now, at this point, we are kind of expecting Abathoor to lose, because this isn't his main race. But we will see. Let's zoom out a bit and have a look around the map. So, Ancient Cistern. Ramp down into the natural, no ramp well, out of the natural on the other side. So, I guess we'll see what happens. I mean, the thing is, I'm curious about how they're going to expand as well, because in this map it's not immediately obvious to me which base you'd take as your third. There's probably a logic to it, but I can't think of any sort of obvious placement that would make this one better. Like both maps, both of them have multiple entrances, I guess. Maybe this one's safer because it has less ways to get in. Because this base has 3 ways into it. This base only has 2, so it's easier to protect yourself. And in fact, if you have some troops here and some troops here, then you're defending all your bases in one go. So that's probably the best way of starting. Wiseman redeems a posture check. So I will check my posture and sit up straight. In any case, Hanson checking out when Abathoor brings down his natural. At this point, the big thing here is he wants to know exactly what Abathoor's doing, and so far Abathoor's getting a cybercore and an extra gateway, instead of getting an expansion. Is that... Abathoor's putting a pylon in his opponent's wall. I have to wonder why. Is he going to cancel it? Yeah, he cancels it. There we go. Well, I do have to wonder why he did that in the first place. Stalker coming down. And Abathoor's probe is going to have to leave now because otherwise it's going to get stalked to death. It's really weird. It sounds like you can hear a vacuum cleaner. That's because I can hear a vacuum cleaner. Okay. So there is a stalker out on one side. The thing here I'm noticing is that Abathoor hasn't expanded yet. Because presumably he's going for some sort of aggression that will give him some kind of advantage. The problem is, Hanson... Let's have a look at the stalker count. Hanson's going to have 2 stalkers by the time this comes out, and he's got the shield battery as well. Assuming that is that he doesn't just walk to his death. Where is his other stalker? Oh, it's killing one of Abathoor's on its way across the map. This, by the way, is why you don't move command. Abathoor pulling all of his units back to try and deal with that. And there is a Void Ray being chrono boosted out. Abathoor is sort of floundering in the middle of the map, unsure whether to go back and hunt for the one stalker that's causing problems on its way in. Or, oh, 3 stalkers. Is 3 stalkers enough to overcome the shield battery? No, it's not. Pulling some probes. Probes? Oh my god. Void Ray is going to be out any second now, so this pressure of Abathoor's is not going to do too much more. And yes, stalkers will kill the Void Ray, but it's going to be tough, especially with the battery in play. Especially because there's another battery coming down as well. Oh, one stalker on the verge of death, but it doesn't go down. And Hanson pulling back into the range of his shield batteries to just top off his units as much as he can. This is a determined attack by Abathoor. This is a very determined attack. The problem is he's attacking into enemy shield batteries and units that not necessarily hard counter his, but definitely do bad things to him. And this shield battery is going to be a long way away from whatever is happening. I don't know if this is a good attack or not. Pulling back into range of the batteries. No, don't leave your battery exposed. You don't want to leave your battery exposed, my friend. One stalker goes down for Abathoor. He's definitely going all in on this micro. And that stalker's having a bad day. There we go. Thing is, in terms of army supply, they're about even. But because Abathoor's engaging into this almost fully charged battery wall, it's not necessarily going that well for him. Warp Gate is done for Hanson now. I think Abathoor already had it, but now that it's done, the production capacity of one base versus... Oh, no, it's two base versus two base. The thing is, Hanson has more workers by a sizable amount. And now he's got the capacity to get this robo up. He's just going to start accelerating away. I don't know. This feels like a risky play. Especially pushing into the shield battery. He's getting one kill, which is nice. Oh, nice focus fire on that Void Ray. Feels like a bad trade, though. He managed to get a Void Ray, but at what cost? That said, I mean, again, we're seeing a very nice push in, engage, and pull back. And Abathoor does have a bit of a larger army. The thing is, his advantage is going to start slipping very soon because Hanson's robo is up. And so far, we're seeing a Warp Prism, but we're not seeing any. We're not seeing any Immortals, which is the key thing. Another Void Ray coming out for extra DPS. Always got to be rolling in the deeps, and he thought that was going to be a proper Artosis pylon, but it turns out it was not. And what are those workers doing out there? No! Why? And picking up to save, very nice. Thing is, I think at this point Hanson feels like he can just go for it, and he might actually be able to do that. Abathoor's microing his little heart out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Hanson taking the numerical advantage in this game. And actually quite the numerical advantage it is. Void Ray does go down, but at what cost? He's focus firing the Void Ray because it's the only thing that can chase the Warp Prism down. Which is slightly unfortunate, but there you have it. The Immortal coming out now will help him chew through these buildings. Turns out, getting bonus damage to armored is pretty good when buildings are automatically armored. Blink nearly done for Hanson as well. He's actually doing a lot better in this game than he was in the previous one. Something to do with Abathoor basically off-racing, and so we kind of suspected this might happen. Abathoor going for a third base while his opponent is walking into his third with bigger army. A larger army, and now it comes a Disruptor Ball. We do very little, unfortunately. Which puts that Disruptor on cooldown when it doesn't really need to be. Cancelled instead of killed, so that's a nice save on the money. And suddenly the turns have tabled. A blink in. If that blink had been slightly faster, he would probably have caught that Disruptor. Okay, a good couple of hits there. The Immortal eats it and doesn't care. Although, this is again, not necessarily the best of attacks. The Immortal is doing a ton, though. Turns out, if you get a unit that hard counters Stalkers and throws Stalkers at it, oh, the ball is real. And unfortunately, it doesn't do enough damage. Because it doesn't hit nothing, because Blink is so good. Honestly, it would almost behoove Hanson to pull back at this point. I don't think he's got enough stuff to take this one out. That said, he is saving Blink for when the Disruptor Ball comes in, so... Abathoor's worker's not working. Blinking forwards! Oh my goodness! That's ballsy indeed, but I think he'll be fine. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. The Immortal shields have refreshed. And he's focus firing the Immortal, which does make a lot of sense. Warp Prism gets immediately sniped. And while I suspect this is going to get cleaned up eventually, oh, maybe not. It depends. This Disruptor comes out and does some good play. And basically just kills off half these Stalkers. Oh, nice attempt, but unfortunately it was not good enough. Abathoor GG's. And here we are. Born to be kings, we are princes of the universe. In the top right-hand corner, playing for G-Dat. It is the powerhouse known as Hanson. And his opponent, back to his Zergy ways in the bottom left-hand side. Playing pool first and a very early one at that, it's Abathoor. So, that's exciting and fun. What is the plan here? Because he's going to try and hit before the Cybercore finishes, that's for damn sure. Are we going to see a scout? No, we're not. Yes, we are. Okay. So, Hanson at this point is just like, hey, bruh, where's your base, bruh? You know me, I'm all about that base. Where's that natural expansion? And at this point, Hanson's going to go up there and be like, I should finish building my wall before I expand. Something to do with the fact that there's goddamn Zerglings on the way. And yeah, the order of business is very much get this wall complete at any cost. Oh my goodness me, he is playing with fire. Waiting for this gateway to finish so he can start a cyber core instead. The problem with that is it means that his cyber core is going to be vulnerable to Zerglings before... it's going to be vulnerable to Zerglings. And also, is that even fillable by a single unit? I don't think it is. I don't think he can do that. Oh, God. The Zealot's not in the right place! No! Okay. So the Zerglings are here. Why are you move commanding my dude? Why? Okay, that Zealot's dead and gone. And at this point, Abathoor's going to win based on the fact that he's got units. And there is no way of stopping him from breaking down this cyber core. I don't think that one unit, is it even rallied inside the wall? It is rallied inside the wall. Incidentally, by the way, this gateway potentially stops him building the from building the nexus. So that's going to be exciting and fun. That said, this is the most defensive wall you could potentially make. It's got 2 shield band. Oh my god, no, why would you? Okay. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Why is Abathoor Protoss game 2? Because he was Protoss in game 2. I don't know what to tell you. Oh my god, that oh no, the Adept's not in range. The Adept is not in range. That wall is just getting taken down. Just maneuvering across the other side. And he's not in range. It's not in range, oh my god. Why, sweet merciful Kerrigan, why? It's not in range. It's not in range. Oh my god. He desperately needs this second Adept out. He needs another Adept out before this wall goes down. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. There's only so many units so far. Okay, there's enough stuff out here to defend this gap. But it is quite the gap at this point. And right now, Abathoor's looking pretty good. Like, he's got more workers, he's got less army, but his opponent's army is stuck at home and cannot go out. And I don't think he can expand. Oh my god, he can! Oh my god, I am so happy to be corrected there. So right now, Abathoor's actually in a bit of trouble. Because there's enough Adepts here to kill all the Zerglings he's ever made. All 2 of them in this case that he has left. So the question is, can 3 Queens beat this? The answer is, of course, no. No, it can't. So, yeah, Hanson making exactly the right play here. And there go the 2 Zerglings. Truly, he is trying his best to not have a wall. The Zealot's going to get in there. Ow. That looked painful. And he's defended against, don't get me wrong, he has defended very nicely against the Oracle. But there's no wall here. There's a Zealot. This one Zealot's like, come back! I'll get you! Come back! Oh my god, the Queen's there. Queen's taking a lot of damage. What are these Adepts doing? I think they're just like, hey, is there another thing out here? The thing is, that Zealot is doing numbers. Oh no, the Zealot finally takes the Queen out and then is immediately slain. Zerg trying to push over to this 3rd base. I don't think this is a good idea. I think you just told the Adepts where your 3rd was. Oh, awkward. And the thing is, the workers aren't fast enough to get away even without the shade. But they will finish the shade and go there, I guess. The Oracle, how many kills does the Oracle have? None. 1 kill. Although 12 drones have gone down, so Abathoor is now only quite far ahead at this point. Twilight Council coming out for one of several reasons. I was initially going to say... Actually, no, it probably is going to be Glaives again, because he is making double Adept. It sort of feels like... This is so much damage, Abathoor should just win. Wayfarer in the chat's making some good point there. It's entirely possible that he will. However, we don't count anybody out until the whistle actually blows, because I've seen people throw from further ahead than this. And especially if your opponent can do things like this. Just walk into your third base and kill entire tier workers. Oh no, he's run away. I think he blew his load with the Oracle. Never mind. And the Adepts are just like, but there were supposed to be workers here? I was told there were workers here. Okay, these Oracles will eventually help kill off these roaches. Going after the Queens is a smart play, because it turns out if they can't shoot you, they can't kill you. But unfortunately, there's too many roaches and too many Queens. Oh no. In any case. Third base coming up for our Protoss player. And he's going to have about as many workers as Abathoor does on it. But the thing is, Abathoor has a ton more workers just generally. Main base is saturated. Natural is not in any way close to saturated yet. The third base has one dude working it. Whereas Abathoor's third base is up to 11. Okay, still got some workers needed on his natural for gas consumption. And right now, this is looking pretty decent for Abathoor, but... Assuming that is, that he doesn't just run away in front of this Void Ray. The thing is, right now, there's nothing in the Zerg army that can fight that Void Ray. There is just nothing. I mean, Oracles were bad enough, but at least they do their bonus damage to light units, and the Roaches are not light units. But... I don't know. Okay, so... Bit of a quiet moment. The thing is, Abathoor's just made 16 workers. This is going to be a big deal, primarily because he can just make whatever he wants as soon as he gets to fourth. Once he gets his fourth base up, at least. So it's on Hanson to make something happen here. I don't know if he's got the forces for that. I mean, where is the Void Ray? Also, the drones have run away. I don't think they needed to do that. Out come the Queens. That one Queen on the base there is going to die. But because the Void Rays are attacking the Roaches, there's a lot of damage done there, and Abathoor taking so much pain. Queen's getting revamped. The thing is, Abathoor has the capacity to just make stuff at this point. And yeah, a lot of it isn't Queens yet. So he's not got much anti-air, but he doesn't need much anti-air. He just needs enough to kill off a Void Ray. And he's suddenly very resistant to what's happening. And the number of roaches being brought into bear here... It's looking alright for Team Abathoor. As Wayfarer in the chat said, this is so much damage, Abathoor should just win. That said, worker counts are more or less even at this point. Spire coming up, interesting. Templar Archives is building on the right side of the screen there. Abathoor deciding, I want more access to this map. I'm not going to lie, this looks like a treasury. Looking at this map. Royal blood. You can tell it's royal because there's money everywhere. Interesting. Okay, so Abathoor pushing across the map at the same time that Hanson is also pushing across the map, which is slightly unfortunate. Two ships passing in the night. The thing is, Abathoor's going to have an especially early warning that his opponent is coming because he can see him. He can see him. He is not looking at him. He can see him. Now he gets the alert and his army starts to come back. And thus we know from this one of Abathoor's problems with this game. He's not paying attention. Transfusing! Desperately trying to save that base, but unfortunately it's not enough. That said, it's going to trade fairly favorably against all the units he kills as a result of this. Oh, it would have been really nice if he could have gotten that sentry. But unfortunately not. He's just going to have to rely on slowly grinding his way through a pile of zealots. The thing is, the zealots are chewing it. They haven't got any upgrades, and the Zerg does have +2 ranged weapons, which does make a big difference at this point. And that proxy little thing there is just gone. The thing is, again, Abathoor's in the position where he has 5 times, or 3 times the army? 3 times the army, and does not seem to realize it. Unless, as soon as this happens, if he just goes straight for it, maybe he can see it. Yep, here we go. Failing speed is not done, so they're going to be slowlings, and he's just realized that. The Archon's on the field. Going to do bonus damage to everything Zerg, because it turns out bonus damage versus bio is good against an entirely biological race. The Banelings are just going to stagger close by, except these two who are going to get in and gets nothing done, unfortunately. Archon going down. Nearly dropping the biles in his own army, though, which is not necessarily the best of things to do. But Abathoor trapping Hanson's army in nice and tight. And when your opponent has nearly 10 times your army supply, has 6 times your army supply. That's how many times he has as an army. Nice dodge there with the blink. Oh, the stasis traps of the gods! That's beautiful. It's not going to help him. It's not really going to do that much, because he, like, weirdly, Abathoor's army is mostly safe. Oh, and he'd be able to kill off a few of these things. There's just so much more. There's just, like, so much more. And the Banelings are just going to walk straight into the natural 46 workers. 46 workers! Ah! No! It's not going to happen in time. 37 workers died in one moment. In a fell swoop, 37 of them went down, and Hanson is basically done. His opponent has 5 times the army supply. And that's game.